Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a weekly reading where you get to pick the card pile or we have butterflies here today for you that resonates for you. So you get to engage your intuition to decide which pile you want to hear, and while I engage my intuition to read them for you. And these were very intuitive this week. The message came through very intuitive for me. So, and some of the stuff is pretty specific. So I take what resonates, because that message may not be exactly for you. And you might find value in one thing that I say, and another thing is like, that's not really me. But then this thing is for me, and that's how this works. You get, you get to engage your intuition. I'm sorry, I'm making you work. I'm making you work for your reading. So again, we have got 1, 2, and 3. These are bumblebee jasper butterflies. So they have different patterns on them. And if you're still not sure which pile is for you, you can come with me and close your eyes and take a deep breath in and release. Let go of any tension, just be here in the moment. What are the messages that you need to hear for next week? Go ahead and open your eyes, and wherever you are guided to look, wherever your eyes were drawn to, go ahead and start with that message. You can listen to more than one if you feel drawn, and I will meet you at your pile. Thank you. Hello, group 1. If you picked this little butterfly, you are in the right spot. I've actually not done anything with the cards yet, so we're going to shuffle here on camera and see what comes out. So for group 1, what is our overall energy for this week? Group 1's overall energy for the week. Group 1 overall energy for the week. Oh, all right there. Message in a bottle. Very interesting. So I think part of this is patience. So I want to talk about patience with you, having patience. If you are waiting for some information to come in, it looks like it is on its way. Some of you maybe just like, just happen upon it, that it is, you get a message this week that you haven't been expecting, that it's just completely unexpected. So keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. It's interesting that I say that. We've got like this telescope here, that kind of looking, eyes peeled, but then, okay, I'm looking at the eye here of this bird. It's a pelican, and it looks like it had flowers over its eyes, but actually that's a mask, and it does have an eye there. But to me, it almost seemed like blindfolded, like for some of you, it's just gonna be kind of like a shock maybe of the news that comes in. And for some of you, I think it's something you've been waiting for a long time, and you may have forgotten about it. And then in this bottle, I don't know if you can tell what it is actually a telephone. So communications, you might have to work a little bit for it. You might have to actually actively look for it. If you're seeking, you will find. And the other thing is that it might be, I'm almost getting a vibe like it's almost like a slow grind to get to you, just because like it is the right message. It's exactly what you need, but it might be, like I said, a slow grind to get to you. Okay, so I gave this a good shuffle before. Let's see what comes out here with the cards. This is a Panda deck. So I felt kind messages is what we need this week for some reason. So I picked a kind deck. And we've got Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's interesting. So this message that may come in, it might upset some things. Like it might upset the wheel, like how it's turning right now for you. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of times, even though it is a good thing, we initially feel like it's bad because we get into this, I don't want to say rut, but like a routine of the way that things are going. And change is kind of hard. So I feel like whatever information that's coming in this week, it's upsetting that. Wheel of Fortune can also be related to karma, meaning that karma is kind of weird because it's more of like more of like an energy of getting what you deserve, like getting out of something what you put into it. Let's get one more card before I go on. And then we've got Eight of Swords, or Eight of Wands reversed though. It came out reversed. Okay, so slow moving here with the Eight of Wands reversed, because 8 is a fast moving thing. And I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune reversed and with our Devil card, both of these are our major arcana cards. So they're related in that way. But I also feel like with this and the Devil, that the Devil is something that has a hold of you. Something that you need to break free of, excuse me, whether that is some sort of an addiction, but something almost kind of like a puppet master with strings. So this information could be talking about, like, it could even be like a past relationship and you've been tied to it for some reason because of the energy around it, that, sometimes even when a relationship isn't great, when it ends, we have this feeling of like being unworthy. And I feel like this message is going to turn that around for you. And it's either like going to create some closure for you or a way for you to move with that closure. Eight of Wands, just kind of like slow moving. That's why I was thinking that this could be something from the past, because something that's holding you back. You might need to meditate on it for a minute. Let's look at the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords usually depicts a boat with people in a boat moving away from something. Obviously the panda's not in the boat. The panda's observing this boat moving along with the current. It's interesting to me how like Message in a Bottle and Six of Swords kinds of speak toward emotions and speak toward connections to other people, possibly. When I was talking about the Devil, and this could be a partnership that had gone wrong and you are kind of breaking free of that. It's the Six of Swords. Even though it's swords energy, it's information again coming in. Both of these cards are very much related. We've got water, we've got emotion here that's involved. We've got swords energy, air energy. Air energy talks about information or thoughts coming in. A message, that's what a message is, right? However, this came out in reverse. Meaning that you may not be ready to move yet on it. And I think that's also why we have this Eight of Wands reversed, because there's kind of like a stall here, kind of like a lull here. And even in this Message in a Bottle, like it's not moving very quickly. So even if you got the information, I think that it is a week to kind of sit with that and digest it and figure out what it really means to you. Six of Swords also You're moving from one place to another, usually because of a heartbreak. That's why the water is there, usually because of something that is emotionally not fulfilling or very happy for you. It could be moving from a job. It could be moving from a relationship. It could even be something involving your family, or even with a realm of study that in some way it has upset you or hurt you, whatever this new information that comes through is. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I said, this information is going to turn whatever direction this wheel has been turning. Since we have the Wheel of Fortune here right before the Six of Swords, I feel like you really do, something has upset you, like you don't feel like luck is turning on your side. I feel like the whole thing, though, is talking about reversing this luck with this information coming in. I think it's something that like you have been seeking, because you do want to break away from it. You understand like the hold that it has on you, the way that the wheel has been turning. This too shall pass. That's kind of like, this feels like a transition week. It's funny that I really wanted to do like a kinder reading, and that's why I picked the cards that I did. I felt like the pandas were kinder, but I feel like whatever you're going through, I feel it getting better. It's just kind of like a week to sit here through it and to kind of like experience it. Maybe a pros and cons list. This devil is very, very hard to get rid of. And if it is something like, even as something as simple as caffeine or sugar, right? There are some negative consequences for you. And I feel like this is like saying, don't rush it. Just take baby steps. You will get to where you want to go. If you think it through, if you think, you have an end goal in mind, and you just keep walking, and really to be kind and gentle with yourself. I almost feel like, this panda here has a sucker. So if you do, I mentioned that point of, you're trying to give up sugar, or, maybe the sugar is a person, your sugar daddy, whatever that is. I mean, it's hard to break through. It's hard to break loose. Just use the information that are coming in wisely, and do what's best for you. And if that means moving away, that means moving away. You don't have to do it quickly. You can do it strategically and slowly. It's also interesting that we have the wands here. Wands is kind of about passion, and it's really easy for us to, in a situation where somebody has hurt us, to be like very fiery and passionate about that. It's kind of, and that's these wands over here with the devil have kind of been burnt up. So, kind of keep your emotions in check a little bit. Maybe be a little bit more logical with the things that you do. The other thing is that maybe not overreact, because the information that is coming in, it could be something, like I said, that you just need to sit with for a while, because is it truthful? Check out that source. You need to dig. It feels like it's something that you need to sit with and dig a little deeper with, and meditation might be good for you. It's not making any rash decisions. 21, resilience. Remember that you are resilient. This reminds me a lot of like the 10 of Wands that comes after the 8 of Wands, where you just have been taking on more responsibility, taking on more, it could just even be weight when I was talking about getting rid of sugar, but it could be just taking more abuse, whether that is in a relationship or is that at work, taking on more responsibility, and of course you can handle it, Of course, you are strong enough to do that. However, like in resilience, this is number 21. And like I said, it reminds me so much of the 10 of Wands. Is it worth it anymore? You know, is it getting you to where you want to go? Do you need to carry this baggage around anymore? If you are looking at an old relationship because you're ready to start a new one, is this baggage that you're carrying around from the old relationship harming your new one? And this can even be, it doesn't have to even be romantic partnership. I mean, we all have been like betrayed by friends, or even in a work situation where we've had a terrible boss. And you don't want to poison what's going good on your life now over what has happened in the past. And resilience here is the first card that is picked and is kind of looking backwards. That's why I'm thinking about the past and like you're chained here to the past. And let me see one more of these guys for our group one. One more advice card for group one. What do we have for advice for group one? Okay, one more time through. What do we have for advice for group one? One last advice for group one. Okay. Change. Okay. And I think this was hard to come out because change is hard. And that might also be why this is kind of slow moving energy, because this right here, this is the Thunder Moon Change 35. It talks about like obviously electric change, like change being a big thing. I think this is, I think you know what you need to change. I think you know here with the Six of Swords where you need to move and move away from to change your wheel of fortune, to change the wheel into your dynamic. I think you know who this devil is or what this devil is and how and to get away with it. The Eight of Wands is like, okay, we got to slow down and actually think about it. And once you're ready though, I think that things are going to change for you very, very quickly. So this week is a lot about, gathering that information that you need and making sure that the decisions that you are making is for the right way. But once you're ready to move, it's going to be very dynamic. It's going to be very quick, and it's going to be the reason that, like I said, all of this other stuff is kind of very slow kind of grind is because I think you are using this this telescope to kind of project your future, to look into your future and where you want to be and how you want it to look. And once you're ready to step there, it's going to be very dynamic. The other thing here is when we look, I almost feel like, I said, she's looking backwards over here because it's kind of in the past. And even though this is all very dynamic, she's still looking backwards, but she's almost feels like she's getting ready to like kind of do this flip. It's kind of flip the script, kind of move out of this, the way the wheel is currently turning, and to turn it into your direction and where you want to go. And I feel like that a lot of, you've just taken a lot. You've taken it, and it's like, you know what, no more. And even like the, how she is dressed over here versus how she's dressed over here, and what she's carrying with her is like nothing. It's almost like a very much a fall cleaning here and getting rid of like, okay, that's it. I am taking this to the top of the mountain because I said I would, but I'm at the top now. I'm letting it go. And then this is my jumping off point because I've thought about this. You use this week to think about where you want this change to take you, and it's going to feel really liberating. So, like I said, this is just a week time frame. It's kind of like a slow down so that you can hurry up. It's very much about reflection of where you have been to know where you are going, and to kind of get a hold of your emotions and let them, use them as a guide. In this situation, like even in the Six of Swords, like the emotions, even though like in the past they have been pretty negative and they have been very weighing on you, like once you can like get that under control, and they will help guide you to, you know, talk to you. It's kind of like that gut feeling, that intuition that you tap into, like really, where do I want to go to from here? And don't be concerned that you can't handle it, because look at what you have handled so far. You have really, you're very resilient. So don't be opposed to change, because your future self can handle the future things that are thrown at it. So, or thrown at you. So that's what I have for you, group one. Yeah, just kind of, you know, at times it might feel like you want this week to move faster, but it's just very much about bringing in that information and planning, and you know, just getting rid of the negativity, because you're ready to blast off once you're able to handle all of that. So thank you, group one, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Hello, group two. This is your butterfly that you chose, and I am going to be shuffling on camera. So overall energy for group two. What do we have for overall energy for group two this week? Overall energy for group two this week. This one wanted to come out. And we have not for you. Interesting. We've got the fortune cookie in the middle of a chessboard with the little thing saying nope. So I have a feeling, and we'll get more information once we get our tarot cards out. I have a feeling that you have been kind of thinking about either this is a work situation that you have been, you've kind of been in the middle of the game here. And I almost feel like you've been presented with like this option or this option. And this is kind of like saying, you know what, that none of that works for me. And I kind of feel like this is you stepping up. I don't think that this not for you nope is the universe saying that to you. I think it's more of you saying that to the situation or the opportunity that is presented to you. I think that it might be something that you've been in the middle of for a while, and now you're just like, you know what? Why am I playing this game? I don't have to play this. I don't have to be here. This isn't for me. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, so for group two for their week, what can you tell me for group two for their week? Okay, and we've got Four of Cups, interesting. Group two, the rest of the week for group two, this week for group two. What do we have for group two for this week? The Emperor reversed, interesting as well. Okay. Group two for this week. What do we have for group two? Two more cards, please. Page of Swords. Group two for the week. Group two. And the High Priestess. Okay, so I really feel like this is a story of like these two cards and these two cards. almost like this side and this side, but more of like a timeline kind of thing. That the Four of Cups and the Emperor in reversed are speaking more towards your situation right now, and coming out of the situation where you're like, you know what, this is not for me. And then this is, okay, well, if that situation's not for you, where do you go with it? And that is our Page of Swords and the High Priestess. So we'll start over here with the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, even though 4 is a number of stability, it is not, it kind of almost feels stagnant. You're staring at these 3 cups, you're not really happy with what is in any of them. And it's, the universe is saying, yeah, but look over here. We've got this over here. We've got this cup we're trying to give you, and you're not really paying attention to it because you're probably too stuck in this drama of black and white or left and right or what is this, what is that kind of thing, that you feel like you only have a certain amount of choices and you're not happy with any of these choices. But that's not true. You actually have basically an unlimited amount of choices. And when you're fixated on just these 3 or just these 2, you can't really see the other things over here that's available to you. But guess what? Good thing this week we're going to see those things. And we have the Emperor in reverse. And I feel like, you know, 4 is a number of stability. The Emperor is number 4. I feel like this came out kind of with group 1 too, that we get into a routine and we have a way that things are going, and you know, we just have like this road that we travel on, this journey, this path that we're on, and we see like kind of like where that's leading us. And while that seems stable because it's what we've been doing, it's what we've always done, it's not necessarily fulfilling. And I feel like you're this week saying, you know what, this routine is not a routine anymore, it's a rut. And I'm not really happy with that. The Emperor can talk about definitely, you know, I talked about stability because the Emperor has like this strong foundation when he's upright, because he's a ruler. And when he's upright, you know, we have a system in place where everybody is really able to get the tools that they need. They're able to get the information that they need. They're able to get the things that they need to build the things that they need. But when it's in reverse, like the system is kind of broke down. The Emperor is broke down. The ruler is broke down. You know, this could be your boss. This could just be a feeling that you have with how things are going right now. I mean, if you are, and the reason I say that is, you know, maybe it's particularly in your industry that it's not the way that you've just let it flow so far isn't serving you. And the Emperor can be somebody who is very, like, when they're reversed, very controlling and very overbearing. And I feel like, you know, that they might be dictating to you, like, this is where you are. You might just feel like you're a pawn because this Emperor is telling you, you know, you only have these 3 options available to you. But the way to, you know, when you're like, nah, I don't think so, that's not for me anymore, I'm deciding that I'm going to move past this, that maybe my job opportunities are really limited in where I'm at right now that doesn't feel right for me. Or, if this is a relationship or a partnership, that what they're offering to you, is just not enough anymore. You want more. This really feels like you want more. You want more for yourself. You want more for your family. You want more for the people around you. And maybe you want more from your relationship. In a relationship kind of setting with a partner, it's time to, speak up about that. Let them know. It can even surprise you with a job. It's just the Page of Swords is about communication. It's about speaking up. This feels like there might be some new information coming in for you, and it might just be the thought that, I don't have this. It's not black or white. Even though my little pandas here are black and white, and they very much are black and white, you want some more color in your life. You want some more. You want something more. In a job situation, this could talk about speaking up, and then your boss is like, okay, well, if that's what you want, I need you to get this certification, or I need you to learn this skill. And the Page of Swords is going off and looking into that, learning those new things. Or you might feel like yourself that maybe you're a graphic designer, for instance, and you want to do more at the firm that you're at. And so you want to learn web design. And you feel like you can do that on your own or get a certification. There's a lot of places where you can learn those types of things. So even if the Emperor isn't giving you that opportunity, it's you seeing it for yourself. And then once you, for instance, like I was saying, if you're a graphic designer and you learn the web skills, you come back to them and they're not willing to see you the way that you have grown in a new light, then you can at least take your skills someplace else. The High Priestess, she also talks about knowledge, gaining more knowledge. Sometimes this is a very spiritual knowledge, but in a situation where I was talking about if this is a work situation, this knowledge is just like learning more. I almost feel like the Page of Swords could blow up to be the High Priestess. You are somebody who, I always say, like a seeker becomes a finder. They find that information, and then they're able to be like the High Priestess and help others find information. I feel like you may not know exactly the direction that you want to go in. Perhaps the Emperor isn't giving you, and that's why he's reversed here, isn't giving you a good idea on which way to go. And that's why we have the High Priestess here, because you might have to feel this out for yourself. You might have to really embark on this journey yourself. The Page of Swords is somebody who's learning a new skill. They could be somebody who's very young. You could be young, or it could be like, I'm really feeling, I don't know why I'm really feeling career here, because there's no pentacles, but like you started off in this career and you were super excited about it, and you run into somebody who is very like overbearing and really only giving you so many options, that you're finding your way yourself. You're finding your way, how you feel about it. The High Priestess is kind of like this cup up here, because you don't really know this. This cup is more of kind of like an idea. It's kind of floating out into space. It's not part of your realm of possibility at the moment. So you kind of have to feel that out for yourself on where you want to go with it. So very interesting, but you might need to start looking into new ideas, new possibilities, new skills that you need, because where you are is not your final destination. This isn't for you. So that's another positive about like, this isn't for me, because you're not done. You're not done with this journey. The High Priestess talks about very kind of spiritual at times. So this could be like a spiritual journey for you, that the company that you're with is just not scratching that itch for you anymore. It's just not helpful. And maybe you came into it like really wanting to be emotionally fulfilled, and that's not what's happening for you. Because we don't always choose a career path based on the money. We kind of choose some things because we think that we're going to help others, and it wasn't really what it seemed. Or, you know, the job itself was great. It's just that you have a bad boss. So fruition, harvest moon fruition, very interesting. I feel like if you follow your intuition, if you follow your path, that it could be very fruitful for you. Or you just raise your hand at your current job and say, hey, I want more. I want more than what I'm doing right now. And I feel like I bring more to the table than that. So I feel like, you know, not for you, it seems like it's a no, but it's great because it helps you figure out what is for you, if that makes sense. And then the blue moon, the unexpected, very nice. So a lot of times we're in this, like I was saying, routine becomes a rut. We're in this rut and we're doing this thing day after day after day after day. And we feel like there's so much more to us. There's so much more that we have to offer. There's so much more that we can do. And I feel like be open to the unexpected. Like once you start seeking out how you can build your skills in a specific area and what suits you, that you're gonna have an unexpected opportunity come up. Your overbearing emperor boss might help you out with that. Be open. This is a general reading, so for some of you, probably not. But for others, they might actually guide you to the right way if you let them know that, you know, this black and white situation here isn't for me anymore. I want something more. So be open to things changing unexpectedly and being really fruitful for you. The harvest moon is a great time. It's a time of abundance. It's a time of you getting what you want. But it is all about like raising your hand and saying, what I'm looking at here, that's not what I want anymore. And that's okay too. We change. And a lot of us think that we get into our dream job situation and we're like, why am I not happy? This is everything that I have ever wanted. But it may not be what you thought it would be, or you may not be helping in the way that you thought you would help, or you have changed, and that's okay. You can continue to change. You can continue to evolve. You can continue to like basically level up. I see the Page of Swords to the High Priestess as that's a big level up. And then when we put the unexpected on top of it, I feel like, you know, just be open to that. Be open to like, wow, like some huge possibilities coming in. We also have 2 full moons here, and that is, you know, to get 2 full moons, that's a lot of growth. So I feel like this week you're really putting in motion a lot of growth for yourself, and I love that for you. So that's what I have for you, group 2. I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, group 3. So this is your reading. If you picked number 3 or this butterfly, you could have also liked the cards. I will record my introduction after I record this. So I am looking for the overall energy for group 3 for next week. What do you have for me? Group 3 energy for next week. Soulmate. Ooh, very interesting. So group 3 looks like we could have a soulmate situation for you for next week. I love the little penguins. Penguins mate for life. I think that's why there's on there. And there's a little heart with a key, the key to, somebody has the key to your heart. Very interesting. So some people say that soulmates don't have to be romantic. Some people, you know, they could be a friend. And you tell me. Knight of Swords. That Knight of Swords doesn't look very happy. I'm like, the Knight of Swords moves pretty quickly, and I'm like, that panda doesn't look like he's moving very quickly, but pandas don't move very quickly. Let's see, what else do we have for group 3 and the soulmate? Group 3, soulmate. I need 3 more cards for group 3 for this week. Nine of Wands, okay. What else do we have for group 3 for this week? The Hermit reversed, okay, that would make sense if you're going to go and make connections with other people. Okay. And then we've got the King of Wands. Okay, so that's really interesting because one of the things that in love readings, when we see a knight, that's not always the most promising because knights are people who move, they go on quests. So if your soulmate is a knight of swords, it's somebody who is kind of like moving through and very kind of like impetuous. However, this is pretty interesting here because if I'm reading it just based on the images intuitively here with the cards, it's kind of like this Knight of Wands out here, ready to take on the world, kind of screaming from the treetops. And then it was like, whoa, gets knocked down a little bit. Why does this Knight of Wands get knocked down here? Nine of Wands is, or Knight of Swords, Nine of Wands, King of Wands. Get them straight. I'm saying that for myself. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the world. And then I'm not necessarily that they get knocked down by obstacles, but it's kind of almost a love struck kind of thing that, whoa, maybe I don't need to keep running or keep moving. This Nine of Wands is kind of like putting up a barrier around yourself. But in this situation, it almost seems like our knight gets knocked down. Why? Because they meet you, the Hermit, who's no longer a hermit anymore, and then they become the King of Wands. And kings are people who are in control. They're in control of their passions, they're in control, and they the queens create, the kings are in control. So even though a knight and a king are traditionally masculine, it could just be masculine energy, or this could be just a shift from somebody who is and I know this particular type of person who's like, I'm never going to settle down, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to have a relationship. Not that this all unfolds in a week, or not that you get married in a week, but I feel like the progression of this is kind of like, wait a second, I'm rethinking that. I'm rethinking that I could really just be the king of my castle and be in control of my passions, and when I do meet the right person. So in this situation, you could be the Knight of Swords who is like out there and like, I'm never going to be in a relationship. I'm happy with who I am. And I'm out here projecting, yelling, yelling my, because the swords is about communications and thoughts, and there's somebody who seems like they are very vocal about what they think and letting you know. Now, the other thing though with this, there are no cups cards, so that's very interesting. Cups would talk about feelings, but instead we've got kind of communication, and then but we do have passion here. Wands are about passion. We have 2 wands cards. So this is kind of like, you know, our Knight of Swords could have been hurt in the past. They could have been sliced or cut up in the past, and they have kind of built this wall around them, or thought they did. So it really feels like, you know, either it's you or the person you meet, or, you know, possibly both of you, who have been like, you know what, I'm not really interested in a relationship. I don't need a relationship. That's not my thing. But I'm feeling like this week that can be challenged. Now, does it go on from here? I don't know. We're just talking about a week. I've only asked for a week for this energy, but it looks like an interesting start. It looks like a kind of like a rethinking of what you've been doing over here by yourself. Now, if you are definitely not in the love situation, or you already have a love, this could be talking about working with another person, a partnership that you have been, you know, if you're an entrepreneur kind of working on your own, and somebody else comes in and offers you some really interesting information. You may not even know them. It could just be somebody who is inspiring to you, and the soulmates are here because you kind of think the same way, and even though they kind of give you a twist on it, and it helps you grow from this Knight of Swords to this King of Wands, to kind of like, you know, passion can only take you so far. You need a little bit more than passion, especially when I'm talking about like a business or entrepreneurial situation, this person comes in with just the right information for you. You know, you've been hitting a wall, and it takes you all the way to this new understanding of what you're going to do and where you're going to go and how you are going to control your passions to really make a living out of it. And it's not so much about, I think the Hermit in reverse here is that in the work situation or in the entrepreneurial situation, like you really wanted to do this all yourself, and it's not, there's still so much of you in this. It's just somebody helping you take you up to that next level. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. I mean, that all just came very challenging, and some of this seems like it's very specific information. So let me know if that makes sense. And then one more card here. Self-reflection. Interesting. Okay. So self-reflection very much reminds me of the Lovers. So very kind of, these two cards are very closely related here, in that even though you as the soulmate could be just you finding yourself and really looking into yourself and where you are going. Every relationship, though, is basically a reflection of ourselves and how much we love ourselves and what we put into it. So even if this soulmate is talking about another person and is like on the nose about love, how you view yourself and look at yourself, it really talks about the success of your romantic relationship or of any partnership. The most important relationship that you have in the world is yourself. I mean, you are always around yourself. And I think that this talks a lot about self-love and loving yourself and unlocking your own heart. That you, your relationship is only as good as your relationship is with yourself. And then we have resistance here. Resistance, you know, I always see this card as very much about getting grounded. I think it fits well with the Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords is really this raw, quick moving energy that is very swift and very wants to just run off. And I think that sometimes that's good. With the rest of the cards, though, I feel like you getting grounded will be helpful in whatever situation we have going on here. I feel like, you know, self-reflection, like taking meditation or taking stock of really who you are as a person, like how you measure yourself, is very important in a relationship. It's very important in a partnership. It's very important for you as the King of Wands, taking control of your passions and creating something out of that. Resistance can talk about, too, like the Nine of Wands, putting up a barrier around ourselves. Sometimes that is good. Sometimes we need to do that. I feel like in this situation, though, a barrier isn't really what's needed. Sometimes we put a barrier around ourselves because we're afraid. We're afraid. We want to be by ourselves. We know what we can expect from ourselves, and letting in something like passion or letting in something like love is kind of scary, and we can be resistant to that. So I feel like there's a lot of balance here as well, though. Some people talk about like a soulmate as somebody who balances you out, but I come back to this self-reflection. Is a soulmate is somebody who is there to really kind of show a mirror as to who you really are, and I feel like you know, meditating on that this week is really important for you to move forward really in this confidence and control of your passions. A soulmate also is kind of, you know, this is this other person, I don't want to say complete me, that completes me, but it is somebody who, they don't play games, you know. You are in control of your passion because they're like a quality person that's in your life, that you bounce things off of, that allows you to bring down your barriers, to bring down your guard, to really see who you are. Because sometimes that is very scary. I see a lot of this in really seeing how powerful you really are. A lot of introspection, but kind of through another person. And whether that is a romantic partner or your soulmate as in a friendship, or somebody is on the same journey as you. Maybe it is, for instance, in a entrepreneurial situation that I don't think that anybody would say, like Tony Robbins, for instance. I mention him because he, you know, he's somebody who is outspoken. You can find his videos, you can read his books, but you can really feel connected to his message, and he can help you go level up to the next level. So I feel like even though, you know, if love is not your journey, it's finding that reflection from somebody else that helps you understand yourself so you can level up to this next level. and let you kind of really balance out this energy of being like way too quick or being like knocked down on your heels. You know, resistance is great in that, you know, you stand your ground, you stay where you are, but does that help you get to your next level? And I almost feel like, you know, you kind of need another person to reflect back to you like where you are and where you're going. I think you're really close to where you want to be, whether that is finding this person who is going to reflect back love to you. And they are, even if it isn't like a romantic situation, this person is reflecting back love to you because they are helping you understand yourself and helping you love yourself a little bit more. So that's what I have for you, group 3. I hope that makes sense, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.